Watched a really fascinating documentary on the weekend. Some of you may have seen it before. It's on Netflix. It's called The Biggest Night in Pop, and I think that's what it's called. And it's about the night they recorded We Are the World. And I don't know, 1985, maybe, something like that. And it was the night of the American Music Awards, and they had all these artists in Los Angeles, and so they decided this is our one shot. And they've got about 12 hours to do this. And it is such a cool look into the goings on, right? The managing and watching Quincy Jones, who, really doesn't need any introduction. You just have to look at his resume of who he's worked with, the awards he's won, whatever. That guy delivers a masterclass in leadership and terms and coaching and how to orchestrate people, how to bring the best out in people. And, it's really something. I'm going to watch it again for sure. It's so good. And, but there's an interesting piece, right, that happens early on in the bid. And it shows this little note, this little sign that's above the door where all the artists are coming through. And it says, leave your egos at the door. And I'm assuming Quincy or somebody put it up there. And, it's just a reminder, right? It's a little nod to say, hey, we're here to put together this song for a charity. We're here to raise a ton of money for an important cause. So this is not about you. This is about something bigger. And let's just keep that in, let's be reminded of that. What I find interesting about that expression, and I'm sure many of you have heard that before, the expression, leave your ego at the door. And that was the message on the door, is that I feel like it's a catch-all, right? And in doing so, as much as I understand, right? I mean, goodness, you've got a room full of some of the most iconic musicians at the time. And yeah, there's some big players. There's a lot of interesting personalities, very eccentric. A lot of these people are used to getting their own way. And tonight, that one night, they can't. They're there to cooperate, to be a team player, to worry about something other than just themselves. And I think for some of them, it's a little bit more of a stretch. And so this is the catch net that they use. Look, leave your ego there because we're not putting up with it. So I get it in the context, but I think as leaders, we need to be a little more nuanced when it comes to managing people, especially people with large personalities. Because, with any part of us, right, ego especially, there's the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I think quite often it's the bad and the ugly that gets all the attention. And unfortunately, it negates all the good. And there's a lot of good that comes with a healthy, well-adjusted, vibrant ego. Our ability to make decisions, to be leaders, to be confident, to be resilient. And those are all important things. And so to say that none of that is welcome, I just think misses out on some opportunities. And so I invite, it's not like I'm calling up Quincy and say, hey, buddy, you screwed it up. That's not the point of this. The point there is to look at it and go, is this the best strategy going forward? Is there an opportunity in this to be different the next time, right? To make it better? And I think there is, because, for myself, there was a time where the bad and the ugly was all people ever saw, right? There were moments as a young athlete, yuck, don't even like to, yuck, just yuck. And so when we're doing workshops or giving a keynote and people hear the stories about some of those decisions and some of that behavior, and then they come up and talk to me afterwards and they go, wow, you've sure changed. And I go, well, no, actually I haven't changed. That guy is still in there, right? That insecure, fragile ego is still a part of me. The difference is I'm able to manage him more. I'm able to live with him more. He doesn't get the reins the way he used to, right? And that's the important piece. That's the invitation here. We talk about your mindset matters. Well, here it does. As leaders, we have to be more nuanced the way we manage high performers, especially when we work with sales teams or any sort of performer where they are go-getters, they are get stuff doneers. They are, they're not afraid to ask for big things and sort of be a little demanding. And sometimes those people take a little more work than not, but we don't want to quash all the good stuff just to make our life easier. Now, I get it. In 12 hours, you want to make your life easy, right? You want to be able to get these people to cooperate. But over the long haul, I believe all of us should be welcome. Our ego, like no part of our body, can be removed and hung up on a coat hanger and then picked up later when it's more convenient. That's not how it works. Wherever we go, our ego goes. And so as leaders, as coaches, as business owners, we need to learn how to be more aware of the bad and the ugly, manage it, work with it synergistically, and allow the good to shine. And that's the important piece, is that it is sort of that double-edged sword, because humans are complex, and with those complexities there comes some challenge, but there also comes some really wicked opportunities and cool moments. And when we allow for both, we get both, fair. But when we are more adept at being a good leader, an effective coach, we can manage, we can control those prickly moments and allow the shining, beautiful stuff to come out more often. So, yeah, something to consider. I think, it takes work, and you have to have more patience and all that kind of stuff. But man, is it worth it? I know for myself as a coach, in the boats that I worked with, I had a boat full of characters, and some guys were super quiet and easy to control and work with, and they got in line, they did what they were asked to, and it was beautiful. It was easy, right? But then there were other guys that were more flamboyant, a little more outspoken, a little more challenging, if you will. But I didn't tell them they couldn't be in the boat because they were a pain in the ass. I wanted those guys too, because they had a lot to offer. So when we draw a line and say, no, that's not allowed here, I just think we sell ourselves short, and we miss out on some huge opportunities from what those people could offer. Okay? So I'm going to finish this walk with Oakley and Bella, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully this frickin' snow disappears. It's March, and it's time for spring. Thank you very much. Take care of each other. Share the love. And look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.